Today I wanted to talk about using our voice as a vehicle for expression, as a tool for healing. And it's very much what I mean by voice today is this spoken voice in sounding our way through the world. And oftentimes I work with people, I find that they are caught in throat chakra, meaning they're not expressing their truth. And there's loads of reasons for it, but basically what it comes down to is not feeling safe enough or not trusting themselves enough to speak the truth based on what possibly will happen to that relationship when that happens, when in terms of the truths expressed. And oftentimes we're always testing, observing, and we're speaking partial truths and watching the reaction or observing the feeling around that or the response to that. And in environments and with people that they aren't really conducive to honouring that voice, we tend to suppress ourselves. And with environments and people and places that really kind of hold space for us, then we open up and we have that avenue to connect and to move through our voice, to get through to understanding what's going on with us and what we want. So while it's incredibly important to have a network of people or have supportive environments to hold that space for us to express ourselves, what I'm talking about today is specifically how are we holding space for ourselves to connect with our voice. And an example of that would be at a time when I didn't trust myself to speak my truth, I took to writing. And as time went on, I found it really important or really beneficial to actually connect with my voice. So I'd record myself speaking or record audio messages or something, or just talking out loud as I'm going for a walk, in order to process what's happening in my life and to get to the truth of it. And the way that I've found recently that's opening up a lot for me is actually the physical voice, and not in a logical way but in music, in sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to experiment and have a play with the feeling that's associated with sound and what that can create, what that creates in terms of space for receptiveness, for understanding, but also for that expression, for that speaking. So if you want just to listen, you can join in with your own voice or with even humming. It's incredibly important or incredibly powerful. But this is about finding ways to connect with our spoken voice, with the sound and instrument that we have, in order to feel better. So here we go. And we always have this guy facing up. You see a beautiful drum or a bow drum. As I know, can you hear the chimes outside? And what I notice and what's happening with this is we're reorganizing and we're actually balancing out ourselves on a cellular level in terms of bringing this homeostasis, which is like an internal balance. And as I sang, or as I toned into this drum, what I created was resonance. And what I mean by that is when I hit a certain note, the drum sang it back. And how I relate that, or wanted to kind of bring out with that, is when we speak our truth, it's often an incredibly liberating time in terms of the feeling internally. But our external world changes, and certain people don't resonate with our truth. And it's only through that we can actually go our separate ways, and it's incredibly important for both people because it's liberating. Because when we're stuck in our throat chakra, we relate to a person, but it's not congruent with who we actually are. So there's always this dissonance, there's always this discord. When we start to vibrate on our own level in terms of speaking our truth, then we resonate with the people that are on the same wavelength in a musical sense, but we resonate with people who are ready to receive it and to express. And it's that two-way relationship that we all want. So the point of this message is to find ways and ask ourselves, how are we creating space to find our voice? How are we creating space to sound out what we want in life and to bridge the gap between what we want and having it? So as always, from my heart to yours, I hope this reaches you well. And again, my name is Darragh Sheehy, and for more about my work, you can find a link on my Instagram account. You can message me directly, or else you can find my email linked up there, and you'll see my offerings and you can ask me any questions. Okay, take care.